Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Evo Japan is going on right now, and we got a bunch of new details about Ingrid, as well as a little bit of new footage and also some new mysteries as well. And on top of that, we also have fun things like we finally have her full move list. So before we get into some of the nitty gritty, let's talk about one of the more interesting things about Ingrid, and it's actually just right here, and you just saw it, the silly faces. We all know the silly faces in Street Fighter, and the silly faces you can make while the game is loading. It's honestly one of the most brilliant things Street Fighter 6 ever did. But so Ingrid makes silly faces like everybody else, right? That's not different. What's different is she's making too many of them. Normally, every character gets an expression for each button press. Up, down, left, right, each have their own distinct, expressions for each character. In this shot, she's pulling 5. So 1 and 2 out of the gate. Okay. Now neutral, that's 3. Now another face here, that's 4. And then Ingrid on the right, that's 5. Wait, what? To further add to the mystery, the Japanese version of the trailer has another emote that's not shown in the North American version. So now we're up to 6. So for the silly faces, do diagonals count now to add to silly faces? Or do the specific costumes have their own unique emotes for the silly faces? Or is there silly face customization where you can equip the ones you want? Who knows? Because I sure don't. But as a fan of the silly faces you can make while the game is loading, it immediately stuck out as a sore thumb to me that she's doing more than the number that is normally allowed. So make of it what you will, but it's definitely a gameplay mystery to be solved, hopefully sooner rather than later. But actually, now let's talk about the gameplay. So Ingrid is playable at Evo Japan, and no cameras allowed, unfortunately. But we do have testimony from several people who are on site and got to play Ingrid and just give gameplay details as what she's all about. To note, the build is Ingrid only, no other characters, because she probably comes with some sort of patch, as is the standard, and they don't want you figuring out balance changes for the other characters. So Ingrid only. There does not seem to be system level gameplay changes with her, unlike say the Elena build from last year, and everyone noticed the parry change. But still, let's talk about what some of the people are discussing. So impressions from a lot of people on site, one of them Chris F, good guy, like his channel. And overall, people are pretty happy. The one initial thing, because it's Street Fighter 6 and we're all obsessed about this, God knows how many years later, throw loops, right? So we got conflicting opinions on throw loops, apparently. Everyone says Ingrid does not have a throw loop, except for Aqua, who says Ingrid does have a throw loop. Judo, in the tweet there, Judo translates as throw loop. That's just how Twitter works. So sometimes without a frame data meter to check out, like who knows actually, but most people who tried her out said there's no throw loop because when she throws you in the corner, it moves you really far away. So wait and see on that. But some of the other details are a lot more just easy to tell. Consensus seems to be that her projectile game is pretty strong and those teleport attacks are pretty decent. So confirmation, the teleport attack dive bomb from the air is definitely advantage on block, and the normal teleport attack is safe on block. Also the counter attack. So due to the wording on the initial reveal, some people are a little iffy on how it works, but basically it's exactly like JP's. So the regular version can get basically everything, and also stop and absorb fireballs, although it can't stop EX fireballs. And the EX version is apparently frame 1 and just gets everything. So it's basically just exactly like JP's, just going by the footage, hey, she dumps you a good deal away. So it ideally is not going to be like JP where he gets the counter, back throws you, then the mines explode, then he gets a full combo in the corner, and then he wins the game. Part of the issue is always JP's counter gives you a lot more potentially than just like an EX uppercut, right? So this looks like a more normal counter. Also, for her unique stock mechanic, she apparently starts the round with 1 stock. So Lily and Jamie fans, eat your heart out, because that's what goddess privilege is, I guess. She just gets to start with stocks. Now, we saw from the trailer, she can do the old Street Fighter 6, the crouch medium kick into the drive rush. Apparently, her crouch medium kick does not feel very good. This is no Jury crouch medium kick in the drive rush. Her crouch medium kick is apparently quite stubby, and her drive rush is quite slow. So she's a zoner, so makes sense. And as for the beam attacks, like we have her base projectile, which is very interesting because, you know, different angles and all that kind of stuff. The beam attacks are definitely the showstopper, you know, because they're big, they're huge, they feel more like an anime game than like normal traditional Street Fighter, right? And apparently they're fairly slow startup. It was noted that by Chris F that they feel reactable, like you need to see it then jump it on reaction. So maybe they're more just for combos and like gotcha scenarios. The bulk of the zoning will be done with like her odd angled projectiles. And also several people mentioned on site, her walk speed seems to be pretty okay. So, you know, I guess inevitably she shares a lot of similarities or comparisons to JP, but slow speed is not one of them. Maybe slow drive rush, but not slow walk speed. We also have the full move list, and as you can see here, a lot of command normals. So there's certainly some depth to the move set here, to say the least. Also for the move list here, everything is quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, or down, down. There's not a dragon punch in sight. Which is funny because one of her moves, the sunrise, well, at least one of the button presses can count as, you know, your anti-air, but each button does a different move. So if you don't want to use modern controls, but, you know, you still find Dragon Punch motion scary, hey, don't worry, you're good to go. And more confirmation, her stock system, the crests, affect her level 1 and 2. So those are really good. Like the fact that you can dump the resource on just even the level 1 super, that can be a game-winning thing. How many matches have you lost because you just didn't have that extra 100 damage, right? Also, a great mystery has been revealed. So the initial gameplay trailer, it had Ingrid summoning the Monoid, her cute little buddy, right? And the marketing works on that because I want a plushie of the Monoid. You win, Capcom. Just please sell it outside of Japan. But anyways, the Monoid can be summoned and you can play as the Monoid and laser blast people in the face. Well, thanks to Ryo Red Cyclone, we now know some details. So this is Ingrid's back taunt. So you just taunt and you summon the Monoid and you play as the Monoid. And obviously the gameplay is a little dumbed down from like a full Street Fighter character, as the Monoid can only do a few attacks, and if it gets hit at all, then just Ingrid comes back into the game. The Monoid can only do 4 attacks, and thanks to this lovely diagram hand drawn here, we can see what they are. Basically like a dive kick, a headbutt, a charge, and the laser. So there's definitely a silly factor to this. Like, you're not going to win Evo with the Monoid, right? Like, but if you like screwing around, they give you a second character to screw around with. So you're getting good bang for your buck here. And one more final. So Takayuki Nakayama, the director of the game, posted this cute little like win pose for Ingrid, then like, oh, fade to black. Okay, neat, right? What I did not immediately appreciate about this is I thought this was like an effect or a filter he applied after the fact for the social media post, right? But no, when it fades to black, you can see the reflection on the screen. So Ingrid, being the goddess who has like the power of reality, is doing like a Looney Tunes ass fade to black cut in the middle of your match. And that's charming as hell. Like, she's basically the gag character now. That actually sells me on the match. Like, we know she's silly and strong. Like, in her intro, she creates the stage. She's making reality. She is a god. But she's like a Mr. Mixelplix kind of god. Crazy little gremlin causing mischief kind of god, it would seem. And we all know I'm Ingrid's biggest fan. I've been an Ingrid fan since 1987. And I've never said anything bad about Ingrid ever. And you don't need to fact check me on that or look it up because it's true. But say I didn't like Ingrid and I'm slowly turning around on her, this would be another big point in favor of, okay, she's kind of cool actually. So that's some of the things that have been revealed for Ingrid at Evo Japan. And she's looking like a very interestingly designed character for sure. You know, we have a taunt that gives you a second playable character. She's definitely messing around with reality. We have this whole new mystery of why does she have more silly taunt faces at the beginning of a match than a normal character gets. That and more will be revealed in time. Is she the Herald of Season 4? Does she come with a big balance patch like the last character of a season usually does? we'll find out soon enough. She launches basically right after Combo Breaker's done, the end of May. May 28th to be specific. So when the time comes, rest assured there'll be tons of coverage of Ingrid on the channel. And until then, my friends, that's the update and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.